Hey, think about it for a second. What was the last thing you drank? Did you grab it to wake up, cool down? Maybe just because you were thirsty. We do this all the time, right? But what's actually going on in that glass? Well, let's dive in and find out.
You know the feeling, right? It's 3 p.m., that afternoon slump hits, and what do? You probably reach for a coffee, almost without thinking. Or, picture this. It's a super hot day, and a cold glass of juice just sounds like heaven. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why those specific drinks? Turns out, there's some really cool science behind how they work.
Okay, so let's get down to basics. What even is a beverage, technically? Well, at its simplest, it's just a drink that helps our bodies get the water they need. But, and this is the cool part, what's in our glass can do a whole lot more. We're talking about everything from getting key nutrients to that mental kick we need to get through the day. So here's the plan. We're going to break down the three main types of drinks. We'll look at stimulating ones, refreshing ones, and nourishing ones. And then we'll pull it all together with a super simple guide to help you sip smarter.
All right, let's get into it. You know, to really get a handle on what we're drinking, it helps to know that pretty much every single beverage out there can be sorted into one of three main buckets.
And those three buckets are stimulating, refreshing, and nourishing. I like to think of it like this. Each drink has a different job to do. One wakes you up, one cools you down, and one builds you up. So let's break them down, one by one.
First up, let's talk about the category that, let's be honest, most of us can't live without, stimulating beverages. Yeah, these are the ones we grab when we need to focus and get that burst of energy. And the two absolute kings of this category? You guessed it, tea and coffee.
So let's kick things off with tea. That little energy boost you get, that comes from something called theine, which, fun fact, is really just the same thing as caffeine, but in tea. And you know that slightly bitter taste? That's from something called tannin. And here's a little pro tip for you. If you let your tea boil for too long, you get way too much tannin and it gets super bitter. So for a perfect cup, a quick steep is the way to go.
Okay, now for coffee. Its magic ingredient is, of course, caffeine. It's famous for a reason. It actually works in your brain to help you feel more focused. And while coffee is loved all over the world, it's a huge deal in places like South India. But here's the thing you've got to remember. It's all about moderation. A cup or two can be awesome, but too much isn't great for you. So it's all about finding that right balance.
All right, so we've got drinks to wake us up, but what about when you're hot and just need to cool down? That's where refreshing beverages come in. And in this category, there's usually a pretty big difference between the really healthy choices and, well, the not-so-healthy ones. So, on the healthy side, you've got fresh fruit juice. I mean, it's not just tasty, it's a total powerhouse of good stuff. The number one thing it's known for? It's absolutely packed with vitamin C, which is super important for keeping you healthy. It's literally refreshment and nutrition all in one glass. Okay, listen up, because this is super important. If you take away just one thing about juice, let it be this. Vitamin C is really, really fragile. The second you expose it to air, it starts to disappear. So if you want all those amazing benefits, you've got to drink that juice right away. Seriously, don't let it sit on the counter. And this really lays it all out plain and simple. You've got fresh juice on one hand, loaded with vitamins, nutrients, all that good stuff. And then on the other hand, you have soda, which, let's be real, has basically zero nutritional value. It's just fizz, fake flavors, and a ton of sugar. When you see it like that, the choice is kind of obvious, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to our third and final group, nourishing beverages. Now these are the heavy hitters. We're talking about drinks that do more than just hydrate you. They give you serious fuel, protein, calcium, vitamins, all the things your body needs to be strong. And the star of the show here is definitely milk, and anything made with it, like a milkshake or a good smoothie. And don't just think of them as a treat. They are loaded with protein for your muscles, calcium for your bones, and all sorts of important vitamins. It's almost like a mini meal in a glass. So, there you have it, the three big categories. But now the question is, what do we do with all this info? Well, let's pull it all together so you can start making smarter choices with every single sip. You know, when it comes right down to it, what we drink really, really matters. It affects our hydration, our energy levels, our nutrition, even our mood. Every single drink you have serves a purpose.
And check this out. It's like the perfect little cheat sheet. Feeling tired and need to focus? Grab something stimulating. Feeling hot and thirsty? A refreshing drink is what you need. And if your body needs some real fuel, go for something nourishing. See? It's that easy.
Really, it all comes down to one simple idea.
Every time you take a sip, you're making a choice, and just being aware of that choice is a huge step towards feeling better and being healthier.
So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're about to grab a drink, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, what do I actually need right now? Do I need a boost? Do I need to cool down? Or do I need some real nutrients? The choice is yours. So, what's it going to be?